Update 8.0 for World of Tanks Blitz has brought many things into the game. Obviously, my favorite is the new dynamic suspension. I love watching the wheels go up and down on all the hilly terrain, and sure, there are a couple tracks that are kinda bugged with it, but overall, very, very happy that Wargaming did work this into Blitz. I think that it's becoming more and more like PC every day, especially with the new PBR files as well, as you can take a look here on the Tier 9 heavy tank, the M-V Yoh. And this is the vehicle in question we're going to be talking about in today's video. The vehicle I like nicknaming the Noodle. Now, while this tank does have a very fun name going for it, it is an extremely boring tank to play. In fact, I would have to say that this is the most boring tank I've ever played in the game, and that is quite hard to think about. You know, there's a lot of vehicles in the game. There's vehicles like the Turtle that are quite slow, but yeah, this vehicle's taking the cake. It is so incredibly boring, and the reason for that is because of the gun and the exact way Wargaming implemented this gun. Now, the way it works is it's a two-shot 120mm that deals 900 damage in a matter of 1.71 seconds, which is pretty dang ridiculous when you think about it. But the issue with that is because it gets out such a quick amount of damage, after that, well, you're waiting for 26 seconds, just looking at the stars, looking at the clouds, and trying to picture having fun, because for those 26 seconds, you're literally doing nothing. It's a full minute, and you're getting out 2 shells in this vehicle. And if you bounce one shot, well, whoopsie, looks like I cut off 75 or, 25% of my DPM. Yeah, it's quite frustrating, and well, you're gonna see just how unengaging the gameplay of the Yoh is in today's video. Now, I will say, if the FPS looks a little stuttery in today's video, and in the future videos, for some reason, my computer is just eating a brick. I don't know what happens, but I'm pretty sure, like, the graphics card is dying on it, which sucks. But thankfully, I've ordered a new one, which I ordered about 2 weeks ago, so hopefully it'll arrive within the next 2 or 3 weeks. If it does, ooh, we'll be pretty good. But yeah, for now, just bear with the weird FPS. Now, we are driving our way straight up the hill. You can see I've got my T92E1. This thing's not the fastest. It goes 35 kilometers per hour, which isn't bad. You know, it's got a decent power-to-weight ratio, so not terrible. And here we have the Kampfpanzer 70. So there's 1 shell into the KPZ, watched him fire, and there's 2 shells. So that is 959 damage, and that's it. Now I've got to wait for 26 seconds, so you can look at the stars. You can enjoy the breathtaking view, and we're only 10 seconds down. Another 15 to go. So, how's your guys' day doing? Because, I've been enjoying it quite a bit, This is like the Foch 155 on World of Tanks PC, where you just sit and wait like 40 seconds for it to reload. Here we go, getting ready to reload, and there we go. 1 and 2. So there we go. Maximized my full DPM in a minute. I managed to pull out 1800 damage. This is probably the first vehicle I've ever maximized an entire worth of damage per minute. I can't name any other vehicles where I've non-stop shot for a minute, but like, this is it. This is the entire playstyle of the tank. Again, you just sit and you wait and wait and wait, and you might think you're done, and then you're like, oh wait, I got another 5 seconds to go. This guy's enough time to literally back up before I get my clip loaded. It's so incredibly boring, but here we are. I've got my clip loaded again, and we've got the T92E1 off to the side, and that's probably the guy I want to finish off. So here we go. There's 1 shell into him, and yeet. There's 2. Now we're at 2,681 damage. And now we reload for another 26 seconds. So, you can see why it's boring, and why I am really, really disliking this vehicle. The Tier 10 is also just as boring for me. It's got like a 6-second quicker clip reload. Sorry for that, by the way. That was a cup that I knocked a little bit. But overall, it's practically the same playstyle. So that's why I like the 3,000 damage per minute, 105mm more on the Top Gun for the Tier 10 vehicle. But this tank, you don't really have a choice, because sure, you could run the 105, but it's got the same DPM. So why would you run a gun that's got the same DPM that just loses the ability to do a massive chunk of damage very quickly with more alpha, practically the same penetration? Like, that's it. That was the first battle in the tank, as you guys can see. Wasn't very exciting, and it was 3,068 damage. Yeah, oh boy, fun. So, yeah, that was the first game, and that's really all you need to know about the tank to play it. You just get 2 shells out and you back up. Doesn't matter if you're hull down, doesn't really matter what you do. As long as you manage to situate yourself within the sights of somebody else for that 2 seconds that you shoot, and then just back up, that's literally all you need to do to play this vehicle well. Now, on the question of, is this vehicle going to be nerfed? The issue is, I actually think it will be. It is definitely an overpowered tank. For some reason, Wargaming just does a terrible job of balancing any tank that comes into the game. Obviously, there's some vehicles that they'll do decent at. The AMX 1390 Defender, I didn't think was actually bad, but there are vehicles, and even the 1390 Defender still struggles a lot. They either nerf the vehicles way too hard, I find, or they just don't really do much to them, and this is a good example of that. Like, sure, they nerfed the DPM, but they still didn't nerf the aspect of the tank that's OP, the two-shotting ability. That's what makes these vehicles OP, is the ability to go, and there you go, that's 900 hit points gone. You're like, well, that was fun. And there's really nothing you can do about it, too. If there's a smart player, like if you see me sitting around a corner, or, you know, I'm not spotted and I pull around that corner and you didn't know I was there and it wasn't your fault, then boom, you're down 900 hit points. If you're in a tier 8, well, half your hit point pool's gone. If you're in a heavy tank, and if you're in a medium, well, 60% of yours, 70%. So yeah, that was a weird lag spike, by the way. You can, yeah, I don't really know why that shot did that, but for gaming, why don't you like me? Now this is a scenario where you're losing even more damage per minute. Because I missed that one shell, I've already dropped 25% of my DPM. And now I'm thinking, should I reload the clip, or should I just try and see if he's going to back up? I was like, okay, great. I've already wasted 15, 20 seconds now, so I'm just going to push this guy, get my shell out, and then reload the clip. So this is a scenario where I've literally wasted like half of my damage per minute there. Like, that's sad. And now I've got to reload the whole clip. Thankfully, I was able to back up, but like, really, it's just so boring. You can see again, like, you could play the Jeopardy music behind this, and it would probably be more exciting than watching this. But here we go, another 10 seconds, and I'm going to be ready to do something. I don't even remember who I shoot here. I think I shoot the Yoh, but I don't remember. I always target the Yohs just because they are such a toxic tank. You know, you don't want to lose. Like, that's it. That Yoh had about 2,100 hit points at full, and with that clip I took right there, that's about half his health gone. For any tier 9 or tier 8, you can literally clip about half their health with this vehicle instantly. So I always try to clear them because I don't want to be the unlucky person that gets clipped and instantly killed. Like, you're going to see this 704 here after waiting another long, gruesome 26 seconds is just dead. That's it. Like, one shell and 2 shells. There we go. Exciting. Real fun. We're just going to skip ahead a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Now you can watch the fun. Now we got the T-28 HTC. Get a nice shot into him, and then we skip ahead a little bit more, and I got a shot into the side of the Tiger too. Nothing spectacular, but a 3,231 damage game. From my experience, this vehicle really has a damage cap. You probably won't do more than 4,000 in your average game, and yeah, that's really all I can say about it. Like, it's so bad on the DPM. If you think about it, you have to do 2 minutes of non-stop shooting to get 4,000 damage out, and that's penning all of your shells. So 3 minutes of non-stop shooting for 6,000, and 4 minutes of non-stop shooting for 8. There are 8,000 games in tier 9, but this vehicle will never ever get that, I'm pretty sure, unless it gets Amaraks or very, very lucky. But yeah, like, it's just boring AF. Hopefully all of you enjoyed today's video. I just wanted to really show that this line isn't what I wanted it to be. I thought it was going to be a little bit more exciting than this, but after playing it, I really don't want to touch this vehicle again. I don't even care if my stats are bad in these tanks or what. They're just boring. The tier 8's not bad. I think that one's decent. The tier 10 is decent with the 105. Just this tank's kind of boring, and I really just didn't find anything special about the line. It's just kind of a more bleh 57 heavy or a cron. Hopefully all of you enjoyed today's video. If you wanted to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. But other than that, stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.